Welcome back, guys. So, Mandalorian Chapter 5 dropped a while ago, but I'm going through this. So, Mando Chapter 5 dropped a while ago, and I was very impressed by it. It is the episode where, of course, the Mandalorian gets his ship hurt, and he goes to Tatooine and tries to get it repaired and all that stuff, but he then joins a novice bounty hunter to try and get a bounty, and there are some people who didn't like this episode, and I thought that was very interesting. I could see why, but I particularly liked this episode. I liked all the episodes, but this episode I thought was a very interesting way about dealing with nostalgia. We, of course, visit Tatooine, which is a very nostalgic place for us. For Luke, it was this home place, but really, in actuality, how this episode presents Tatooine is just this deserted planet, this, decrepit, dead-like planet that we tend to romanticize because of the original trilogy. It's presented this way in the fact that you don't have to romanticize, things of the past. It's not good to, because you're missing what is really going on in front of you. We first, of course, go to the Cantina on Tatooine, the same Cantina that Luke visits. And when Luke visits, it's very busy. It's kind of cool. All these sly people looking around and all that stuff. And it seems like a place that's familiar to us, but when we visit it, it's empty. There's nothing we should cling on to, because it's not. We had rose-colored glasses when we looked at it as a kid or as a younger person when watching the original trilogy. And I thought it was very interesting, a very deeply contrasted view of the Cantina in this episode. So I thought it was very interesting how Jon Favreau wanted to paint it in that picture. And then we see, of course, the nostalgia of the Tusken Raiders and how we always portrayed them as this villain species. They stole Anakin's mom and and beat her and made her into a slave, or made her not really a slave, but treated her poorly and basically killed her. And we have them as people who try to hurt Luke, but they're really misunderstood. And it's like the nostalgia that we have about the Tusken Raiders is they are the enemy, or they are portrayed as the enemy. With the proper communication and being able to communicate through sign language, or a different kind of sign language that they can understand, and seeing that if you just understand these people, they're not so different from anybody else, I think is a really interesting way to look at it. Breaks down those walls of having that, this is the villain, this is the good guy, all that stuff. There's so much to it, and I believe this episode just painted everything for the audience to be like, nothing is as good as it seems, nothing is as bad as it seems. There's a lot of good and bad in the world, and there's a lot of gray. I really like that we got that in our first Star Wars series instead of playing it up with the nostalgia, which we do get in some episodes, and I like that part. But it's also good to be able to be like, what? We had that nostalgia, that look back in the past, and this is the time to look forward. This episode gets 2 thumbs up from me. I enjoyed it. I love this revisit of nostalgia. I think it's very clever and was really well done, by the way. And stay tuned for the next video where I will talk about Chapter 6 and probably talk about how much I loved it, which of course I did. If you like this video, like it. If you want to see more of my videos, subscribe, which would be great. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!